welcome to Patriot Crusader Missions Christian Warrior Talk. Strength and Honor Fellowship Friday. We made it barely. Barely. It's been one of those weeks, and holy smokes, we're glad to be here.
Guys? Do we look as tired as we feel?
Boy, if we don't.
Camera magic.
Yeah, it's camera magic.
Holy
what a
smokes.
week. Yeah, start a church, they said. It'd be fun, they said.
You know
Start a farm pound, they said.
I was gonna say that literally.
It'd be fun, they said.
Get cows, they said.
It'd be fun, they said.
I literally said that this morning. It's funny, we're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah. It's all fun and games until a giant cow pees all over you while you're in your sneakers and shorts.
That is just one of the things that happened this week.
Odin got hit by a car. He's okay, or by a truck.
I forgot about that. This week has been so long.
That happened this week. We had
Valkyrie had explosive diarrhea.
Valkyrie at 6:00 this morning. We had a very long day planned, and we woke up to explosive diarrhea.
Not a surface
throughout
spared.
the house.
Spared.
It was on the wall. It was on the carpets. It was in the sanctuary.
That there is literally a rug in our front yard because there was no point in trying to clean it.
Yeah.
It's like, forget it. This one out here.
And we ruptured our septic tank line building the cow milking station. So we had to dig that up from scratch, and wasn't that fun?
What else? What else happened?
Yeah.
Margot, the dairy cow, had a day that she was like, nope.
Yeah, that was our epic
two
milk.
Different sessions to try to get her. And she ran us around the pasture trying to get her in. We conquered.
Yes. So
persisted and conquered, but
I now know what it's like to be a cowboy without the cool horse.
Yeah.
You know, the horse
Although
doing
he played cowboy with
the ranger.
The ranger.
The ranger was awesome.
He almost wiped out David.
I almost took out David, but I did stop Margot from getting across that corner. She respected the rangers. So wait. Yeah, hold on. Here is to
our week.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
On top of that, I also found out that basically the whole Baptist community in and around Tennessee hates me. So it's all good. It's all good. Because probably of this very show. So
strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Too joyful.
Yeah, too joyful. You are too happy.
How are you guys doing? Let's see. Russell.
Whoa.
Hello.
So Scott.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Russell.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Linda.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Russell, I literally don't know because we haven't had to buy any because we have so much grass here. We're going to have to. We're actually trying to find someone to hay our field. And I thought I found the guy, but he hasn't shown up yet. I'm hoping he's going to show up tomorrow.
Oh, you know where to find him.
Yeah.
Hi, Edgar.
Hey, what's up, Edgar?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
And that's Steve.
And Steve.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Which I must say.
Hope you all made it home safely.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know what this show is, this is a Christian fellowship show where we celebrate our victories, learn from our defeats, and do it responsibly in a fun manner. If you have a problem with adult beverages, do not drink adult beverages. This show may not be for you, but guess what? You are welcome here to cheers with iced tea, sweet tea, water, soda, whatever. But do not partake in drinking an adult beverage if you are one of the the 5 to 9% of the population that can't do it responsibly. So we are in the safety of our home. This is my wife, and we're just here having a good time with our friends. So so for everybody else out there, when you come on, you want to log, just sign on, say strength and honor, and we will toast you and we welcome you. So so I was going to cheer you up because they have a $24 bale of hay in the left coast. Hey, Claudia.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Sure.
Strength and honor.
Sure. I'm cheered up. It was
well,
a real,
like, what are you talking about, round bale or what? Because I'm looking it up right now. I'm seeing about 40 for a round bale.
a round bale is 600 pounds of grass.
Um,
Square bale, I'm sure. I was seeing $10 a bale here. $10 a bale is what I saw.
18, 950. So yeah.
So this week was crazy, and the Bible study took some hits this week. Yeah, $10 is what I saw. Lauren saw somewhere between 10 and 14 here.
It looks like it's depending on what quality, which cut,
Yeah.
yada yada.
So I'm gonna have to come up with a different time to do the Bible study because cow milking blows up the entire morning.
You guys, this is such a process. The whole like start to finish of like getting ready to everything's cleaned up is 90 minutes to 2 hours. I mean, it's crazy. Our process is. Hi.
Hi,
We're
live. Why aren't you in bed? Hello.
Do you want to come say hi to the people?
Come here, come say hi.
Guess who napped really late today? It's Mama's juice. Can you say hi to the people?
Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Now we're gonna be shy. Yeah, yeah. One thing you are not is shy, girlfriend.
All right, go to bed.
All right, go night night.
I will be right back. I'm smelling a.
Okay, and wait. Yeah. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so Lauren has some duty to do, literally to take care of some duty in the duty. But yeah, the square bales of hay, I don't know what they weigh. But anyways, I'll let you know here shortly. We're getting ready to harvest our second pasture and our neighbor's pasture. So so that's what we got going on. But let me tell you, this week was challenging, and today was one of those days where I felt like God was challenging me to be Christian because my day started with the most rancid smell of explosive diarrhea throughout the house with the dogs. And it was a stress-filled day with a bunch of things and deadlines and everything else stacked up. And I was proud, I was humbled and proud that I was able to keep it together. I wasn't a rage monster. This week during some of the stressful times and all that, there were times where, I may have had to go to the Lord for forgiveness for some things I may have said, but kept on top of it, worked through it. My wife is amazing. This is a heck of a lot of work, but it's extremely fulfilling. And it's forcing me to prioritize things throughout the day and settle into what our new norm is. So I think, doing a morning Bible study is just not going to happen with the cows until the cow station's done and Lauren can do it on her own. Right now, it's a 2 to 3 person task just to do it safely because there's no way to truly separate the cows the way we built our corrals. When we first did it, we were just doing beef cows, and you don't have to interact with them all that much. Well, milk cows, you got to interact with them every day. And let me tell you, I am growing closer and closer to some of the cows. Our bull, him and I are becoming bros, and Margot, our big girl cow, her and I have become, she's been really cool. They're losing their head shyness, and letting you rub them on their head and their neck and all that stuff. So it's getting pretty darn cool, I will say. Now, all that being said, my favorite animal on the farm right now is my red wattle pig. She's awesome. She's awesome. She's Spitfire TNT, and she's very personable, and she's basically like a big puppy dog. So, anyways, she's not, the chickens. The chickens are actually pretty funny too. Anybody who has chickens will tell you, once they're comfortable, good luck, because they follow you everywhere and they get into everything. A friend of ours just had one of his chickens sucked up into his tractor when he started it, and he's down one chicken and has a lot of feathers all over his thing. So they're not very bright, but today was 90 something degrees, so we were out there with a hose, hosing down the cows and the pigs, and it was fun. It was fun. But digging out a septic tank line that, because of my own stupid fault, we broke. Digging up to put in a concrete patio that was going to be our milk station off the back of the house. That one hurt. So, but we got it done. Or we got most of it done. Let's just say that. So we can flush our toilets again. Praise the Lord. So all in all, we are doing well. Having milk and having a product in the fridge is amazing. The pigs are devouring the milk and blowing up like overnight. John, what's up?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Oh, Mama's back from doing duty. Well, the pigs are chugging the milk. We can't. No, you're muted.
Okay. I'm going to try to have my phone on me to take a video of them, because their pen is right next to where we're milking the cows, and they know
They
now.
cheerlead when we
see
milk.
us coming to start the milking, and they start freaking out.
Yes. It's like
so
crack.
Funny. They're so smart.
Yeah. They're ridiculously
and
smart.
If you're not fast enough on dumping their portion over,
They start yelling at you.
Yeah. We'll get a video. It's really funny.
Yeah. I was just telling them that red is my favorite.
Of all of the creatures we have on the farm.
Although Margot is coming close because she was really cool with me.
Mm-hmm.
So
have we updated everybody on the names? I know that you did.
No, go for it.
Well, so you've done the video.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see the video because that was on Instagram, right? Okay, so we have Margot and Grace. I call her Gracie, the cows, the dairy cows. Our bull had been casually named Ferdinand because that's the only bull you ever think of. And he's very friendly and funny. But now he is Solomon.
Because he's got a lot of chicks.
He's got a harem.
He's got his concubine.
And then we have a grumpy heifer, the one who lost her baby. So she has permission to be grumpy. And she's been named Karen.
She's such a Karen. The only thing is Karen housed Dylan today. And Odin.
Yeah.
She housed
She
him.
doesn't take any nonsense from the dogs. She's actually kind, though, because she just pushes them with her head. She doesn't kick them or anything.
Yeah. She just puts her head down and boom! Well, Dylan had no idea what to do. No. She's trying to be submissive after she gets shellacked. And she's like, And the bull's just
Frozen.
boom, boom, boom. Or sorry, the cow. It's just Kevin. She's like, ah.
Yeah, Odin tried to play it cool.
Yeah.
And then we have one Carla, our red chicken's Carla the chicken.
Yeah.
And that's
What
it.
about the smallest heifer? What was her name?
We don't have one yet.
You want to do that one?
Do you guys
On the
wanna do
spot?
that
You
one?
want to do that one?
We can collectively. I don't have any inspiration on her yet. She's kind of like a wah.
She's third wheel,
Yeah,
but she's getting braver.
yeah.
You know, she's the youngest, so of course she's going to be the most skittish. You know, I can't wait till we actually birth calves here and we're all up in their business from day one. So, like, they're not afraid of us in the beginning.
I think the hardest part for me is the typical way with dairy cows, or the way a lot of people do it, to be consistent about the milk you're getting,
Yeah.
is they remove the calf from the mama like immediately, like day one. And that stinks. I understand it from a just like cut
Training.
and dry,
Training perspective.
well, training and milk output kind of control. It's all that stuff, but it stinks. I would love to let the baby be with their mama if it would work out.
You're going to have to research that. 'Cause I'm going to go with option A.
I know some people do, yeah, like they'll do like split time, remove them some, and then let them back to nurse some after you've done your own milking. I mean, there's like a science to it. It just makes me sad to take a baby away from its mama and like you hear them bellowing for them, and it's just sad. But it's part of farm life.
So we have a question on here. What is your opinion between the story of the similarity of Christianity and ancient Egyptian religions like Jesus and Horus? I don't have an opinion because I don't care about the Egyptian religions and all the similarities between certain religions and other ones. It doesn't factor into an equation for me, Mr. Orange.
Has he been strengthened and honored?
He is not. Welcome.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So, yeah, I think that's all the farms. We got everyone caught
So
up
we
on all
need
the
to
farm
name the
stuff.
pig still.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that. I was going to name him Glock because he's, the black pig. Glock.
Yeah.
But he's such a lazy bum. I don't want to give him that cool name.
Chunk.
He is like as round as he is long.
Yeah, he's funny.
So
yeah, Glock is a little too hard.
Glock is way too hardcore for him.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think of I was thinking like Al.
Milk dud or
I was
something.
thinking like Al, like
Al.
Al Bundy.
Sure.
Al, he makes a good Al because he just flops over all the time in places. And then she would be a great Peg Bundy because she's got red hair.
Okay, you're out.
Yeah, you don't know.
You're out of
Married
my
with
zone.
Children. You don't remember Married with Children.
Is I born
But-
yet?
Probably not. I can Google that to find out. I'm going to have to see. You're probably like 5.
Well, I'd be born. Anyone want to chime in on that?
When
This is a show.
was Married with Children.
I think I've heard of it, anyways.
'87 to '97.
Okay, a little bit of both. Wasn't born yet when it started.
It was great.
Yeah.
Anyways, but you're welcome, Mr. Orange.
Okay, so Al and who?
Al and Peggy.
Peggy.
You got some baggage with Peggy.
So red is Peggy.
She's too cool to be that, though. She's super active and funny and friendly.
Yeah. Keep working on it.
All right. So we have 1 cow left to name and 2 pigs. So,
Well, really, 4 cows left to name.
oh
Any
yeah,
update on those cows?
The guy who's going to be transporting is working his way across the coast, and we should know something soon when he gets back. So he was in Tennessee, and he picks jobs that take
Yeah.
him that way. So he hasn't been paid yet. So we'll know more soon.
Okay.
Well, it's not blind. I've done a ton of research and I've been out there, but that's a very in-depth topic, and I would direct you to Jordan Peterson or one of the 1,000 theologians online that is willing to debate you on that if you seeking to disprove Christianity. This is a casual Christian fellowship show, and not one. I mean, we're sitting there having adult beverages on camera. I mean, it's obviously not something we're wanting to break open the Bibles and theology books and ancient historian books to talk about comparative similarities between various myths and religions, and how there's usually a father god in the figures, with whether it be Odin in the Norse pantheon or Ra in the in the Egyptian pantheon, to Zeus and the Greek mythological things. So we can prove for a fact there was someone named Jesus Christ that was on the planet. The amount of data out there and copies of scripture and complete copies of scripture that have been around since Jesus' time is inarguable. So there's a book I could direct you to called "I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist." It has a ton of things on there. There is also a great podcast called "I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist," where one of the authors of that book does apologetics. This is not an apologetic show. Well, Mr. Orange, you got to choose the one that there's only one religion where God is, alive today, and that is what if you want to separate Buddha and Islam and everything else. Jesus Christ died and came back from the dead with thousands of eyewitnesses. So again, not here to get into apologetics tonight, but I wish you the best. And if you want to get into the sidebar with me and we can talk, if you want to watch our Sunday sermons where we actually do talk about this stuff, but that is not the intent of our show. And a daily Bible study that we do, where we go from the front of the Bible to the back of the Bible. Right now we're on Leviticus 3, but everything from Genesis 1:1 to Leviticus 3 is done chronologically and curated on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, now Twitter, as well as LinkedIn. So there you go. You got plenty of homework. You can dive in there, and I hope you come to the same conclusion that we all did. But thank you for the polite discourse. We get our fair share of trolls.
It looks like there's a light shining on her.
Light shining. So, Lauren's going to investigate a light outside. But, so anyways, there's tons of Romans who ruled the world recorded a ton of data. So again, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. As far as things that we're going to be focusing on, as we said, for the next, we were going to get into firearms here in the month of May, because of the rapidity of, wow, yeah, I can hear a four-wheeler in my front yard. What's up? David forgot something?
No, our neighbor just dropped us dinner. They had invited us to dinner tonight, and so they brought us over a plate because we couldn't make it.
Oh, that was so nice of them. So anyways, at the rapid onset of our, with the food shortages and everything coming, we really dove into the husbandry and livestock of the church compound. So we dove into the cows and the pigs and the chickens and everything else and the dairy. And so we haven't really had a chance to get into the firearms portion that we talked about that we're going to be doing. I think we're going to probably push that to June, which is rapidly approaching.
Yeah.
As is our anniversary is rapidly approaching. Is that like in tomorrow or the
It's
next
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday? Yeah. And then my 50th birthday is coming up. Holy smokes. And we got some
We have
great neighbors.
fantastic neighbors.
Well, Mr. Orange, if that is true, I will definitely take the bait. You come to any one of our Bible studies. There used to be at 10 in the morning or in the 10 o'clock hour. We're probably going to do it sometime around 5 or 6 in the afternoon. Hey, Chuck, good to see you, brother. So we are talking about firearms, yes. So in the month of June, we're going to be, basically doing firearm accountability stuff where you bring your firearm in, we take it apart, clean it, make sure it works, make sure its sights are sighted in, go through your mags, change magazines, change out your springs, rotate your ammo, confirm that your optics are all there, change out all your batteries, and just do a complete refamiliarizations with the weapon systems that each one of us has to defend your house and or homestead. Chuck.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Brother.
And thank you.
Yeah.
6 whole years.
Yep, 6 years married and enough time together to be 40.
Mm-hmm. True that.
24/7. Yeah, you guys, unfortunately, I get it. I've heard they're making knives illegal in the UK. I don't know how you guys cut steaks, but if that's something they even do in the UK anymore.
What, eat steaks?
Eat steaks is just fish and chips.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Stereotype.
Obviously a little bit of comedy there. So that's something that we're going to be doing, and then we're going to be starting to do training, getting ready for our first reunion, July 2nd. July 2nd, which is 4th of July weekend. The event is posted, I believe. We need to start taking RSVPs, and we need to know how many people are going to be here because we may rent 1 or 2 or 3 pontoon boats and spend the day out on Lake Watauga, which would be such a great time.
For races, are you coming?
Yeah, for races, are you guys coming? We need to know. Also, we are, and then Steve Raleigh, if you're coming, we need to know as well. I haven't seen Steve on yet. He might be here creeping.
He's not a creeper.
He might be creeping. But the other thing that we have to celebrate this week is we got at least one baptism coming on Sunday.
Yeah, our wonderful neighbor.
Our neighbor, David, who just dropped off the dinner, is getting baptized. So we may do an outdoor sermon up on the mountain.
We'll have to see. We'll have to monitoring weather. Next weekend looks better weather than this weekend, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, well,
it's one of those chance of thunderstorms that never actually happens here, so it'll probably be okay. Let's see what the update is here.
So, anyways, we're planning on doing a mountaintop baptism with David, and so we're really looking forward to that.
Scattered thunderstorms in the morning, becoming more widespread in the afternoon. We'll see.
If John's vision gets squared away, that's a big if. Well, we'll be praying that happens, Claudia. You guys will be sorely missed if you can't If you guys can't make it because of that. Um, but we're gonna have a great time. We'll have a shooting competition. We're gonna have a bunch of other things. And again, I would love to go out on Lake Watauga and have a blast. So we'll start checking the weather and start putting out. Yeah. Yes, Chuck. Yeah, we're pumped. So particularly the view up on the top of the our mountain here. It's really one of the most spectacular places you can get, to get baptized.
I love that picture that I was able to get of the baptism from the second
Andrew?
foraging.
Yeah.
Because it was a beautiful time of night. It was that kind of sunset. So
Yeah, it was sunset, but the moon
purpley,
was
you can see
out.
the moon with the cross. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Yeah, and the fire going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
That's the classic conundrum.
That's the
isn't it?
classic conundrum, Mr. Orange. And one, I was an atheist for 37 years, and I battled that for a very long time. And I debated many Christians, and a lot of them did not know their Bible and did not know how to articulate what they believed in, and I did a lot of damage. Since being saved and since coming to to Christ through science and evidence, and then being spiritually awakened by receiving the Holy Spirit and being baptized in Him. Completely different, through OW. Anna, hello.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Is your man asleep?
Is Woody asleep? He was here working away. He bopped in and bopped out. Got us some gates working.
Got us a partially functioning gate.
Yes, we have a partially functioning gate. I think he straightened the one out at the bottom too.
Yes. Yeah.
So hopefully the
Like,
gates will
at
not
least
fall off
partially there,
anymore.
too. Yeah.
So we're so thankful for that. And as far as you, Mr. Orange, my favorite people to talk to are atheists, because I was there and I was angry and miserable and mad that God didn't exist, in my opinion. I would get very angry and frustrated. And it's something I wouldn't wish on anyone. He sat down. He said he was going to bed at like 6.
Yeah. It's going to go take a nap.
Yeah. So, but Lauren, how are you enjoying the farm?
I'm loving the farm. It is, I always knew that farming was hard work, but this has given me an absolute increase in respect for people who do this as a living. It is hard work and it is nonstop. There's always something that you could be doing. And I've said this to Jason and a few other people this week, that doing this dairy, the milking, we've now been doing it a week.
You scratch the center of my back.
And I have moments, especially on the harder days of this, that it's like, wow, this is an everyday commitment. There is no, can't get to it today. In the way that you can put off some other chores. The milking, it has to be done or you lose it, or you risk the health of your cow if they get mastitis. And so it's overwhelming. In some regards, it's been overwhelming, but I'm loving it. I love working with the animals. I think it's really neat to be having our fridge is full of a product that our animals are giving us that we normally would have gone to the grocery store to buy. So it's
yeah, we're no longer buying milk. That's crazy.
So I'm diving into dairy classes and all of this stuff to learn how to capitalize on all of this wonderful dairy. We have to do a few things before we can kind of safely and legally really give the milk out. for consumption by other people.
Can I talk to you about, how has it affected your walk with God?
Um, well, I guess in a few ways. So I'm being more diligent about getting up in the morning because there's morning chores now. So I've been more consistent about having time in the Bible,
Which you just completed your
I
first read through.
completed. Yeah. So I've been a Christian now for 3 years, and I've finally, just after many attempts, made it through my chronological 1 year Bible in 1 year app. I've started that like 4 times and never finished it. And I was like 75 days late on this one or something ridiculous, but I finally did it. And so now I'm just kind of diving in, and I'm enjoying going at my own pace now. But I've been much better about getting in the Word because of morning chores. I'm making sure I get up before the kids. And I think taking care of our small amount of animals definitely gives me an appreciation for what God has given us in provision, and also an appreciation for what life was for. I mean, I think about you think about the large scale animal sacrifice. That means that they were taking care of that many animals while moving through, the wilderness for years on end. And so taking care of our 5 head of cattle, that thought has crossed my mind of the amount of work that these people had to do for the enormous scale of livestock that they were tending at that time. I know that you've had some different revelations or appreciations that have come to mind for you.
For me, I just feel so much more in touch with God back there, working with His creation. Almost all of our jobs, we work with man's creation. We work with computers, and we work with cars or planes or whatever it is. And to go back there, you're literally working with cows and plants and animals and livestock.
Less on the plants. Not so good at the plant stuff. The black thumb persists.
You want to talk about that?
Not really.
You sure?
I mean, I'm keeping animals alive. I figure that takes precedence over plants, but not doing great at the gardening, guys. But you finished what you were saying.
So for me, again, it's just really put me in touch with God, and to see how He, to believe that this was all random madness, and it just time fixes every mutation and whatever, just is complete, doesn't pass the smell test, requires way much more faith than intelligent design, and watching how things marry together. Watching how all the interlocking cogs of life depend on one another in very specific ways and in balance. And it's absolutely remarkable, and it's beautiful. Today I was so exhausted and so tired, but I wanted to go up in the Ranger, drive into the middle of the pasture with my cows, and just hand feed them sweet feed and just hang out with them, because I dig them.
Yeah, it's a humbling responsibility to have.
There are peeps. There are, to be able to pour love into them, and have them provide a service for our family. It just puts everything in so much more context from a pet. Like I have complete utter disdain for pets now.
Sorry, dogs.
They're completely useless.
Especially when they poop all over your house.
Yeah, they just make your life harder, and they consume. They're consumers.
Yeah.
I think there's hope for Odin doing some service.
Yeah.
He's already chased up.
I don't know if you guys,
that was another victory. Go
I
ahead.
was convinced that our dogs were going to be terrible with the chickens. Valkyrie has a prey drive like, whoa. She has a history of killing a groundhog and going after cats. And so I was like, a chicken is just going to be next on the snack list.
You got to tell the story of her acting tough with the cows and what happened to her.
Okay. Yeah, I know. And so I was just like, we cannot free range these chickens with the dogs out. And so then we started free ranging the chickens, and I was like hyper managing the dogs. They were like not going outside all day long because the chickens were out, and just was getting complicated. So we're like, okay, we'll try it. So they've been seeing the chickens now for a couple months. And we let Odin out, and I was like, had the shock collar ready and all this stuff. And he was like, what's up? Hey, chickens. And I was like, that's it? Like, he literally was like, no big deal. And then we're like, okay, we'll let Valkyrie out. And she's like, hi, chickens. Like, it's like, okay. So all of our dogs have been fantastic. So yeah, that was such a blessing this week because we can now all be out there, like, no stress. Odin was getting a little frisky with the chickens tonight because B was riling everybody up.
Right.
But really good. So now we actually have a little bit of a livestock dog situation, but they're not out there at night, but they're doing good. But yeah, Valkyrie was trying to be all tough with the cows, and she does this like fence charge thing, and mastiffs can get up to speed really fast. Like they can go from 0
They
to
explode.
60.
They're sprinters.
And she does this like big. She knows she's big and impulsive. She has this big like bounding sprint thing, and so she was trying to run like down the fence line to intimidate the cows, and she was just looking at them, and she ran straight into a brush pile and just went. It's just like, you are a dumb dog. She was trying to look so cool, but failed.
I don't know, Mr. Orange. Our cows literally eat grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and our pigs eat cow milk. And our
So are you
chickens
saying
eat our
that
scraps.
in the impact on creating animal feed being the negative impact? Like the corn and the soy and all of the stuff that goes into animal feed? Yeah, our crew gets some like treat supplement stuff.
Yeah, they
are
get 99.999% grass fed. Everything else is, when we're milking the dairy cows, we give them sweet feed. Again, the thing that I really encourage people to do some form of what we're doing with homesteading, being self-sufficient and not dependent on the government or grocery stores or anything else to keep yourself and your family fed. Be an asset to your community. So many of us are just consumers. Consumers, what does a consumer do? All a consumer does is take. What are you producing? If everyone produced something, whether you're in an apartment and you're growing tomatoes and these what are those? What is it when you grow it in the air? Hydroponics.
I'm not sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
They grow like literally in air baskets. Okay, my scientist is failing me here.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can grow potatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. You can grow tomatoes. You can grow plenty of things in your apartment as long as it's all there. It can all be doable. Chickens, if you don't live in a communist place that doesn't let you have chickens, have chickens, man. They're easy. They're so easy. Nice. Claudia made homemade bread today.
Yummy,
that sounds
Claudia.
great. And now I'll tell you, having a cow and being able to rotate dairy and completely takes you off the dependence. Having the cream, having the butter,
I'm excited. I tried to make butter twice today, and there's I've learned it wants to be to start, it has to be a very specific temperature for the process to go well. And then, so you right at that window, you have to then start it, and then you have to wash it after. And so I pulled it out twice today to make butter. And the first time it came to temperature right when we had to milk. So it went back in the fridge. I pulled it out again. And then we weren't going to have water because our septic tank repair. So I was like, I wouldn't be able to finish the process. So tomorrow.
Yeah.
Make butter tomorrow. But
the,
yeah,
the other thing I want to push, and I don't get anything for this, is I'm enjoying the heck out of this Samuel Adams Porch Rocker Lemon Radler. It is the most thirst quenching beverage, beer I've ever had in my life, and I am enjoying the heck out of it. Working the farm and having one at the end of the day.
Plug.
So I gave one to Dave today, and he's like, "Oh my, that's really good." He's like, "That's better than the Hefeweizen in Germany," and I'm like, "Yep, it's really good stuff."
High praise.
Yeah. So try them, Samuel Adams Porch Rocker. They'll be gone soon. They're seasonal. I hate how they do that. I wish they'd just keep them around.
Yeah.
I don't drink most of their other garbage stuff. That and Cold Snap. What is a brief description on buttermilk?
Like how to do it, Claudia? So it's the cream, and you can either
skim it off the top of your milk or your raw milk.
Yeah. So you can make sweet cream, which is not cultured. So which would be you take the raw cream. You can use pasteurized cream for this. I mean, because you can make it from grocery store milk too, or cream, and that is not cultured. And so it's going to be slightly sweeter, but it's going to have less live cultures that are good for your health and all that stuff. Or you can make the cultured version, which is you add a little bit of like a buttermilk starter, which is what I did with ours today. And then you get it to like 61, 62 degrees. So it takes a couple hours out of the refrigerator to get ready. And then you put it in, you either do the handshake method in the jar, which is kind of the old fashioned way, or you can use your electric mixer and you whisk it until it gets to the whipped cream stage. And then you switch over to the paddle and you keep it going until it separates. And so it'll separate into the buttermilk liquid and then the butter solid. And once it reaches kind of a solid lump, you take it out and then this is the important part, you wash it. So you literally, because there's buttermilk particles in there. And so you like massage it until the water runs clear because that makes it go rancid quicker. Like within 24 hours, you would have to use it if you don't wash it. And then you salt it, and then the salt gets out some more of the buttermilk, and then you can store it, and you're good to go. That's making
Here's a
butter.
question.
No, I tried today for the first time, but I was interrupted twice. I knew I wasn't going to be able to start to finish it, the process kind of successfully. So tomorrow I'm going to try again, and I will check back. I will take a picture and document if I successfully make butter. So far, we pasteurized the first few days of milk because we were not totally confident in the sanitary milking method.
Yeah, because the stuff was falling off the teats and into the mud.
Have kind of the handling, milking down that I'm comfortable with leaving it raw. Some dairy products, like to make cheeses and stuff, you ultimately will some benefit from being pasteurized. It depends on what you're making. So far we've just had the milk and skimming cream off. So we have the cream and the milk. Tomorrow's butter. My first projects are butter and yogurt are the first two things that I'm going to tackle. I will report back.
What about ice cream?
We don't have an ice cream maker yet, but that would be next also.
I'm ordering that tomorrow.
Trying to get deal, Claudia.
Yeah, well, you got to come down here, Claudia. You're still stuck in hell up there in Jersey. Just saying, zip line. Could have taken a zip line home.
Oh man. Oh,
Yeah.
You brought it up.
Could have taken a zip
Brought
line.
it up. Don't bring it up. Salt in the wounds. I mean, we'd be sharing fresh milk with you just now.
Yeah, you'd be coming down for fresh milk and coffee. You could be bringing the bread.
We'd be begging for
and the
help
butter.
with the milking.
Yeah.
It's been interesting.
Well, I mean, but today 2 days in a row I've been able to lead them in zero drama.
Yeah. So was that 3 days ago that Margot was
Yeah.
a pill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been able
We
to
upped
just
the sweet feed, and they're like, Margot put the brakes on. She was going in first today, and then she decided to be too cool for school. And so Gracie got to go in first, and Margot was literally standing there like the entire time, like, guys, hurry up.
let me in. She started yelling at us. She's like,
They're-
she's a pill.
She's a good-looking cow.
Yeah, she is a really good looking cow.
So
And
she's like your classic Jersey brown cow.
what's up today?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Gracie's a little shaggy and
Skinny.
rough for wear. She's very skinny. So it's a project to get her.
So we're
body
really trying to
condition
fatten her up on the feed while
It'll
she's
be
milking.
good success. To have
And
her.
then Solomon is literally trying to jump in the pen with us as we're. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Just flicker.
flicker.
Yeah. Trying to jump in the pen with us, so we're constantly trying to shoo him away because he the red buckets, man.
Yeah. But so far, the stereotype about bulls being mean and awful are not
How
true.
we had people like, don't get bulls, they're gonna kill you all, they're awful.
Karen, I'm more nervous around Karen than
Yeah,
she runs away.
our
But,
bull is just like, hey,
Hey,
what's up? You got any food? You guys got any food? You know, all these chicks are driving me crazy. You got any food? And
I
we're
don't know. I
like,
think he's having a good time. I think Solomon's having a good time. I think we will have the babies next year to prove it.
Yep. So anyways, there are a lot of laughs on the farm. If there wasn't other stressors, it'd be completely 95% or 90% joy. It's just so much
I would say
work
one
when
thing
you're already
that's
doing a lot of work.
In thinking, I know that a lot of people kind of check in with us of the things that we talk about because they're curious about doing it themselves. And for homesteading, on the scale that we're doing it or any bigger, if both people work outside the home, I'm not sure how you do it.
Yeah.
I do some work for the company as necessary, but I'm mostly homemaking. And so I'm kind of doing the bulk of the farm chores throughout the day. And so if we were both out of the house, I'm not sure how you would successfully homestead
Yeah.
with animals that need, unless you were like really efficient at getting everything done before work, get them set for the day, and then you can do the rest of it when you come home. Like obviously I know that's farmers get up early and they milk early and all that stuff. So it would just be a lot harder. So if anyone is coming down with both husband and wife needing to work outside of the home, it is a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and you're not very efficient at it in the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like the hardest it will always be is in the beginning.
And we
And then you
also,
start streamlining.
in the reverse of the cart before the horse, we did the cows before the setup.
Yeah.
So we kind of got the animals and are now figuring out what setup is the best for managing them. So we are, like, our milking setup is not there, and our, the pig. And so we made it harder on ourselves by not having all of our.
Well, we weren't counting on
things
doing dairy
set up.
right away, remember?
Yeah. So just,
You know.
so it's all things that factor in. But if you are intrigued with homesteading and wondering how to do it and all of that stuff, just
In theory, this should be a cakewalk, or it should be very manageable, because in theory, when we built this, we thought that we'd have, as our congregation grows, that people would be coming in to volunteer, because it's a pretty cool way to volunteer at the church, right? It's not go clean the sanctuary or whatever.
we can use that too.
Use that too, but
Yeah.
it's, you can come and connect with the animals and
Yeah.
be outside and bring your kids and connect with the animals. And, it's just like a glorified petting zoo that actually produces food for
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
Right. So we were really hoping that, more people would be in on that. Now, we're still a very small church.
Yeah.
I mean, we're basically like 3 families that come here in person.
Yeah, like Woody's helping out in different ways. So yeah.
So, this isn't me beating them down. This is me saying that as we grow and as people have more time and as people are closer or whatnot, sharing the load is going to be a lot of fun, and training people how to milk and training people how to, do what we do as we learn. I'm really most excited. I mean, I'm most excited about the cows because I love the milk products are here, right? We're not going to have any beef on the table from our cows till winter.
Yeah.
Till 2023.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll have to decide because with these 3 California cows coming, but this younger heifer is supposedly processing weight by the end of the year early.
We'll see. She's pretty small right now.
Yeah. So yeah.
We're
6 months to a year out from beef.
So, we're going to have to see how things go. The chickens are going to start producing soon, which will be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Having a ton of eggs to throw in with the pigs and to throw in with the dogs and with everything else. So, it's finally going to have more payout as it goes. If it wasn't for me enjoying the dairy so much, I'm really most excited about the possibilities of what the pigs are going to do for us. I think that we are going to be able to have the most meat and be the most profitable. When I mean
they make
profitable,
much more sense than
they'll make a lot of money for the church in sustaining themselves and funding the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that's going to be part of it. And I think they're a blast. I think I blasted them with a hose several times today, and they thought it was great.
Yeah. They're like crazy puppies.
Yeah.
That sounds good, Claudia. We just made a frittata from our neighbor's chickens. It was awesome. Yeah. Free-ranged chicken eggs.
Blow everything else away. If that yolk isn't like bright orange, then they're just feeding them feed, and it's completely different quality. Mm-hmm. We witnessed it firsthand of what feed is like versus free range. Free range is amazing.
Yeah. So we've got 44. So it's my black thumb. I finally planted some basil and the chives and cilantro that have been sitting out there dying for a month now.
Yeah, her husband went and got it because she told him to go do it.
On the garden that's right here.
And then Charlie came over and plowed it because she asked for it.
And so now our free range chickens were like, thanks for the salad.
Yeah. I love cilantro.
So we'll see what's left. Stinkers.
So yeah, I think Lauren was just looking for an alibi for it to die. So she went out there and planted it and then sicked the chickens on them. Like, what happened? I don't know what happened. Look at them. It's all dead.
I want the basil. I don't care so much about the other ones. I want the basil.
Yeah, I had to use dried basil on my mozzarella caprese.
Yes.
It was so good though, even with basil on it. I know that the Italians watching this are cringed. I use dried basil on it, but I'll tell you what, owning a farm is the best CrossFit gym you could ever ask.
Yeah. How's your you haven't given a fitness update in a while, so
I'm feeling pretty fit. You burn a ton of calories. It's all functional fitness. I just got to get better clothes for what I'm doing. Crawling around the rocks and dirt and lifting and hefting and twisting and turning and digging and everything else. It's completely different.
Mm-hmm. You go to bed exhausted.
You use what? I'll give you the Reno, what's up, bro?
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
I had to. It was everything was made, but that part. And I'm like, I didn't see
hadn't gone
any.
to pick the basil yet.
So I'm looking in the cupboard for
Dinner got
basil
really
leaves.
late tonight.
Yeah.
It was
Lauren was mentoring.
Yeah.
Lauren was mentoring. I was proud to see you discipling and mentoring.
Yeah,
Good
so
job.
I'm not going to disclose but details, but yeah, God has given me someone to mentor, to disciple. So it's I've kind of floundered around in that area, not knowing who.
I watched
who
God set the
next.
appointment. It was beautiful to watch. It's a
And,
beautiful thing to watch when somebody is hungry for the Lord coming to somebody else with questions, and you're there to answer them.
So it's a new dynamic. But yeah, so that kind of appointment was set on a larger time commitment tonight than expected. So yeah, things got all.
You
all
get a taste of
screwed.
my world.
Yeah.
Where people wash up on your shores and it's 3 hours later, and
Yeah.
then someone else washes up on your shore and it's 90 minutes later, and you're like, wow, I haven't gotten anything done that I need to do over the past 4 hours.
God clearly had a hand in it because Anya hung in there for like 2 hours of, which is not her forte.
Let me just tell you guys, today, like I said, was one of those days where God was testing to see if I could remain Christian today. So
He did.
I did, and I'm thankful for it.
The test.
But there is nothing worse than it being 92 degrees out, and you're behind on everything, and you're trying to wrestle cows, and you hear your daughter screaming like she's on fire for every second of the milking process. And you're watching your poor neighbor trying to calm your child who is screaming that they're on fire. And there is nothing wrong with your child at this point. It is literally not mama syndrome. You're not mama, so I'm going to scream like my skin is exploding. It's horrible. It's horrible.
She's got an octave up. That's special.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what? Why do we do this to our neighbor? We should just put the pack and play right there in the shade underneath the tree, plop her in there and let her scream at that, because she wasn't doing any better.
Well, today was special for many reasons. But anyways, you did great. You channeled Jesus.
Thank you.
There were no swears. There were no outward grumblings. I'm sure there were.
I just kept apologizing to the poor girl.
Yeah. We are very.
Thank God for good neighbors.
We are very appreciative. Yes.
Good neighbors.
Good neighbors make all the difference. So yeah, if you guys are looking to move,
we could use some more good neighbors,
and also be a good neighbor in return. We have some acquaintances who got into a turf battle with their neighbors as they were the newcomers, and it did not end well.
Did not end well for them. Right? You guys got to remember that we are the newcomers here. People here are
been here
5 to 7 generations deep, and they're all related, and they're all kin. And you got to come down here, embrace their identity here, and don't seek to change it to me like where you came from. If you want to change Tennessee into California or Massachusetts or New York, go the frick away and don't come. We don't want you here. Move to Tennessee because you want Tennessee to be Tennessee and remain Tennessee.
Amen.
Right? We came here and I love this place. I love the people. I love everything about it. I wish they liked me more. But
the ones that matter do.
Yeah, the ones that matter do, but it's hard to overcome, a Boston accent or a Northern accent down here. And
you've had 10 years in Virginia to dilute it.
I have, but there are times where it comes out, and now that I'm in the cow store, now I'm in Tractor Supply, and I'm not wearing a stupid mask, and You know, you can spot the New Yorkers from a mile away. They're the idiots wearing masks. You know. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Reno. Go ruin the rest of the country. Leave Tennessee alone. So, I got my peeps and I'll drop an occasional y'all. I love that word. It's the most effective word ever.
All y'all.
Yeah. So anyways, and it's I would say to anyone who wants to come here, don't come here seeking to change. If you come to embrace the identity here and to keep Tennessee red and to respect them and be humble, and yeah, you might have a trailer next to you. Get over yourself, right? You're not going to have your fully developed neighborhoods and all that stuff. You can have it if you want all the crap you had from up north, where people are going to come by with rulers and tell you your lawn's too long, and if you shoot in your backyard, they call the police because they're all liberals that live there. Get off your high horse and live amongst the people and be cool. Because guess what? When stuff goes bad, they're going to be the ones you're going to be relying on.
Everyone we've met on our street, I've been told we don't have streets here. We have roads.
Everyone on a road.
I'm lectured about that because I keep calling it a street. It's like streets are in the city. These are roads.
Yep.
Everyone on a road has been great.
Yeah, has been great, helpful. We'll bend over backwards for you. I mean, neighbors we didn't even have to talk to would show up and do stuff on our property with their tractor. Because I told the guy down here I was Italian. He said I wouldn't admit to that. We both laughed at it. It was just, exactly, man. Exactly. It's great here. I drove up to Rome Mountain today to get a part. That wasn't the part, but that's another story. That's just another.
What happened with that?
It was the same exact part that I had here.
I know.
So. Just par for the course today. And
beautiful ride.
I met some good people up there in Rome Mountain. They were really nice.
Good.
We're in Johnson City, Tennessee, but we're just out. We have a Johnson City address, but we're really a part of Carter County, which is Elizabethton. So we're in just one of these freaky, weird spots on the map where we're 10 minutes from downtown Elizabethton and 10 minutes from downtown Johnson City. So we had the best of both worlds. So, guys, as you can tell, I didn't think we'd make it this long, but we did. Going to sleep.
The cows and the chickens call us early.
The cows are getting milked later tomorrow. Cows are getting milked late tomorrow. Just putting that out there.
They're going to get milked at 10.
No.
Yes.
We'll see if I can move by 10.
They're going to get milked at 10. It'll be really nice when we can do this independently.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We love you guys. God bless you. Mr. Orange, if you're still watching, go check out some of our Bible study stuff and check out our service at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. I'd be happy to answer any one of your questions or debate, Christianity during that time. So thanks for coming. Appreciate your questions. Appreciate your politeness. And I appreciate you not being a troll. So God bless everyone. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your donations. If you guys want to donate to what we're doing, here we go. It is right there. We appreciate it all. And again, spread the word. We won't, we want more people in our church just because we want to grow this community. God bless you.
Good night, guys.
Good
Have
night,
a wonderful
everyone.
weekend.
Bye.